Hello, God bless you. Welcome back. This is Genesis chapter 21. We are focusing on the separation between Sarah and Hagar. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son, Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. Verse 6. And Sarah said, God had made me laugh, so that's all that ear will laugh with me. Verse 7. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah would give children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. That's in verse 9. Verse 10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And Abraham said, and God said unto Abraham, verse 12, and God said unto Abraham, let it not grieve, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, in all that Sarah had said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Verse 13. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and took bread and a bottle of water, and gave it to Hagar, putting on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the desert of Beersheba. Now, Hagar and her son has been living with them for years. Now, this son has become a teenager. If you have lived with a teenager before, you know that their way of understanding is different from everybody else. And things that shouldn't make them laugh will make them laugh. There was once a little boy that was looking at my grand aunt, and in Africa a lot of people, your clothes, you have your clothes on, you have no bra on and whatever, and she was bending down, and this boy was pointing at her breast like, oh, look. So she was upset. Now, she's not as old as Abraham's wife Sarah. So there's a lot of things that could make Ishmael to laugh at Sarah, that could have offended Sarah. But she didn't take offense in any of those things. But when Isaac was weaned and they have a party, there was a limit to things that people can take. And for Sarah, this was it. And she has called it, it's enough. This will not happen anymore. I have tolerated this enough. It is time for you to separate them. They are not going to grow up together. They are not going to become heir with my son. So now, Abraham had to go back to God, and God said, what Sarah said is true, because I have promised to take you to be the father of all nations through Isaac, not through Ishmael. You got mixed up because you just went with the woman that your wife gave you. You didn't ask me before you did anything with her. God could have shut the womb of Agar. You know what I'm talking about. God could have shut her womb. But God didn't. God allowed her to be pregnant. And God said, I know you are worried about that son. Don't worry, I will take care of him also. Now, the attitude in Ishmael was not fixed. Parents can only do so much for a child. But as you continue to grow, you are supposed to mold yourself to become a better person. Now, Ishmael did not do that. You know, when you are in a rich family and you think that now because you are born to a rich family, you have an entitlement, and forgetting that even though you are born out of you are born out of whatever reason that he was giving birth to, he didn't understand that he was not part of the original plan of God. And that was the reason why God had to separate them. Now, Isaac have to be groomed in a way that must be able to carry God's plan completely to what God has planned for Israel, for the nation of Israel, for Jesus to be given birth to in the lineage of Abraham. Because there is a need for Abraham to train up Isaac in a way that gives God glory. God says that I know Abraham will command his family after my heart. Now, we did not see that in Ishmael at this point. Sarah did not see that. Now, there was not a lot of things that was mentioned about Ishmael in this area, but if you calculate the age where she was when she got pregnant and Ishmael was giving birth to for Abraham, and how old he is now, you understand that he's a teenager at this point. It's important for us to understand that God's plan cannot be altered. It could be delayed by our attitude, but it cannot be altered. Now, God sent an angel to Hagar when she was still in the wilderness before she came back. And God told her that I am going to bless the son that you are carrying. Now, God also told Abraham that because he is your seed, I am going to bless this son. Now, they are blessed, but they are not the child of the covenant that God have. They are blessed, but they are not the child of the covenant that God has said. If we look at things that have to do with Ishmael and Muslim people, you see that there is always war around them. That was the reason why they have to be separated, because Sarah can see down the line. Women can see some things that men cannot see initially, but with time you'll be able to see. You see that Abraham was vexed when Sarah told her that, but God said, "This, what Sarah has said, that's what we're doing. You're going to separate them. You're going to send them away." He made sure that they were taken care of, but he sent them away. So I pray that the things that you need to do to separate, so that God's plan for you can come to fulfillment, that you will do it. Following God, following Jesus, is not a wide way that you allow you to do everything that you want to do. It is not a one size fits everybody. God's plan for you is different. God's plan for you, all the promises he has for you will come to pass, but you have to align yourself to his purpose for you. You have to be in agreement with God. Your attitude must show that you have faith in God, that no matter what, you are not wavering in your faith for God. In this journey that Abraham and Sarah began after Hagar was sent, we saw that they became closer and closer to God. We also have to understand that some things in our life, we have to get rid of them to help us to have better intimacy with God. Better intimacy with God. I pray that God will help you to let go of those things that God is saying that let it go. Let it go. I pray that God will help us to let those things go, because God will take care of them and God will take care of you. But if you don't open your hands to be carried by God, he cannot carry you. You have to be willing. God doesn't force anybody. God wants you to surrender yourself to him so that he can help you, so that he can be your everything. I pray that God will help you to surrender everything to him, and God will help you to follow him all the days of your life. God bless you. See you in the next part of Abraham and Sarah's story. God bless you.